I've started the recording. Peter?
Yes?
Recording.
Oh, we started. Oh, okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to our fantastic and amazing, the most beautiful, fun, bestest meeting ever. Onlinepreneur Toastmasters, which is an online club. Well, obviously, since we are all here sitting in our own rooms, I'm sitting in the kitchen, Sonia is sitting in our bedroom, Veronica is sitting somewhere in front of the bookshelf. I mean, like, you guys, you see the smart people around here, they have books behind themselves, like a sign of a proper entrepreneur. They always have books behind them. That's like, I read this and I can show you, that's good stuff. So far, it's only 2 of the people with bookshelves here. I mean, I think we could be doing better than that. Never mind. So welcome once again. Maria Teresa is joining us. I'm happy that you all were able to find the time during your busy schedules, days, and join us today. I appreciate that. Who are we? As I mentioned, we are an online club. We used to be a normal club, but then something happened. A huge worldwide disaster happened, and most of us have to sit inside right now. So we can't really go and hug and kiss each other, even doesn't matter how much we would love to do so. That's what Toastmasters like to do. We are very physical people, at least in Slovakia. But if I went to visit your club, I'd hug you too. How are we different? We are different in a way that we like to focus on entrepreneurs. You can kind of get that from our name, Onlinepreneur. That's where the name came from. And why do we like to focus on them is because the world is changing. It's been changing very rapidly by each year, but this year has been really hectic and a lot of people had to go online, either with their business, either with their relationship building. It doesn't matter. Everything is going online. And we want to help those kind of people to get better at it. We can help you to make meetings, we can help you to make educational videos, we can help you to do all these kind of amazing things. Would you like to know how we can help you with that? We give you the opportunity to test it all yourself here with us. We give you feedback. It is a safe environment. So you don't have to be afraid that you're going to lose any sales because we are not buying. Don't worry. We are just watching. If you are good at sales, then maybe we are buying. Let's continue with the agenda. Agenda for today is very simple. Let me share it with you. Let me open it first, then I will share it with you. Share screen. Share. Now, I'm starting as I'm the Toastmaster, whose name you can't see right now, but my name is Toastmaster Peter. You may call me by that name. Well, that's absolutely fine. Our grammarian who just joined us, Maria Teresa, thank you for joining us. She will share the word of the day. I sure hope she prepared something. Then we will continue with our first speaker, Teresa Nederland. She's going to tell us about names because it's her name day today, but more on that later. Then our second speaker, Janka, she will speak about the mind map and how to get most of our brain, as you can clearly see in the agenda. We don't have any reserve speakers. We don't have breaks here because we want our meetings to be 60 minutes or shorter. We value our time and your time as well. We will continue with the first evaluator of Teresa's speech, which is Damien, another Toastmaster joining us. After that, we will have panel evaluation, so everybody else will have the option to give their feedback to Teresa so she can grow. That's why we are here. We want to grow. We are getting better together. After that, it's Teresa Janchova. She will give evaluation to Janka's speech. After that, another panel evaluation for Janka, same thing as with the first speech. Then we continue with our R counter, Mityo. Mityo, please very briefly tell us what is your role? What is it that you're going to do? You need to turn on your microphone first. That's an important thing.
My role is check your pronunciation and your language. And when you say or words like so and many times, I check it and I write and I tell you how much you tell. That's all.
Thank you very much, Mityo.
Thank you.
Nope, nobody's calling me right now. Then we will continue with our grammarian, Maria Teresa, who's native, so she's going to give us some really good stuff. After that, Paz will continue as our quiz master. She will prepare some questions for us. I know that Paz didn't do this role before, so I'm hoping that it's gonna be grand and it's gonna be so memorable that this meeting will go down in history. No pressure, don't worry, no pressure. After that, Berns. Who's Berns? Oh wait, Bernadette. Then our timer Bernadette, who's flashing the cards around here somewhere. Oh yeah, I see her. And then the last will be Sonia, who's going to evaluate everything else that basically has been going on during our meeting. That much for our agenda. Now, as a Toastmaster, before I introduce the first speaker, I do have a question for each and every one of you. Wait, there, I stopped the sharing. The question is simple as always, and I like them simple. Simple things are good. What's the most memorable thing that you can remember from when you were starting your primary school? The first year, the first day you entered, or basically anything from your first year. What is something that you can remember? One thing. I will start. I remember my classmate. Her name was Dagmar. And I remember her blue fluffy dress. It was so fluffy, I remember it until this day. Let's continue. Teresa, Netherlands, please continue.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Peter. I remember the first day of the school. My classmate Michal was crying all the time, really hard. He was missing his parents, and he was really sad because he had to go to school. And I was crying because I had to leave the school. So that's my first memory.
Our memory is just precious. Veronica, please continue.
I remember I had this little cloth that my mom gave me so that I could eat my food. So I remember I was eating and like looking around the kids and being like just observing. Yeah, it was the first day for me.
Thank you. Sonia?
I will sound very old. I don't remember things. I know that that year was when you no longer could become a pioneer in Slovakia. Those who knows or are from this area, they will know what it means. So it's a little bit similar as a scouts, but for an older kids or older students. And it was the first year that we shouldn't transit from the younger ones to this one. And I do remember that that was the biggest part because we should go out to one place and put the oath out there, and it was cancelled. So it meant that we will have to stay in the school for that day. And that's the only thing which I do remember, not personally, but from the people who are saying it to me. But otherwise, I don't really remember. Slightly olderish.
Older-ish?
Older-ish.
Okay, thank you. Bernadette?
I remember that during one of my birthdays, my dad sang me a song and took a picture of me, and I was crying and hit him. So that was, I don't want my picture taken. And my dad went away. So I actually apologized to my dad afterwards. So yeah.
That's
Yeah.
understandable. I didn't like pictures being taken about me when I was that young either. Quizmaster pass. What about you?
I can't remember anything that early, but in third grade, I remember writing someone a love letter and making him read it in front of me, waiting for his reaction.
That's just mean.
Yes.
Thank you. Damian.
Yeah, I remember my school bag. It was blue and racing school bag, and I was so cool with it. And my dad's still using that school bag for his tools today. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I do remember those bags that we used to wear as first, second, and third graders. We call them aktovka. And it was just this huge box that was really hard. It was not like a normal backpack that you go out with, and you could stuff books in it, and it was just breaking your back so badly. Michal? Unmute first.
I remember that it was my first day. Was very interesting because first day in school was my first day in the second class, because I didn't go the first class because I was very intelligent and I learned home all year, and then I go to the school, and it was very interesting for me because I don't know what I do in there, and it was fun. It was fun for me. And then it was hard, but I'm still here and intelligent still.
Thank you
I
for
hope.
being intelligent and humble, Mityo. We appreciate it. Maria Teresa?
Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you. I'm honored to be part of your meeting this evening. I'm coming from you close to the Czech border. You know, I'm like Sonia. It's a little bit hard to remember that long ago. But something I do remember is that my mother got me all dressed up from top to toe. It was brand new clothes and shiny shoes and everything. You know, you would have thought I'm going to a fashion show and not to school. The only problem was she was so obsessed with getting me dressed, we almost missed the beginning because there was this rush. I can only say it was very stressful, my first day of school. And I'm glad I realized school is not about dressing up, but about learning.
I agree. Thank you very much. The second Teresa Janchova. Please make it brief. We are almost out of time.
My memory was just when I was writing this letter, E. It was really difficult, but my teacher said that I am the best one in the class. That's all.
That's an amazing praise. Teresa, your E is so good. Thank you. Janka?
I don't really remember the first day in the school. However, I remember from photo how I sat next to the friend. I was a friend with that person later, so only this memory is on the picture.
All right. Thank you all very much for your answers. We learned something new about each and every one of you. That's always good stuff. Well, we'll continue with our grammarian, Maria Teresa, who is going to share with us her word of the day. Maria Teresa?
Thank you, Toastmaster Peter. I think given the time we're living in, I've chosen a word that I think is very, very appropriate. My word is resilience. And what it means is you're able to bounce back. You don't let anything challenge you. You may have people walking around with masks. You may have fears of getting COVID, but you're not going to let that stop you living. You're going to, again, not be content to just be afraid, but you're going to be resilient. And I see in this club, you all are resilient. So I think the word is well chosen. I've put it in the chat with a Slovak translation, thanks to Google Translate.
It's a good translation. Thank you, Maria Teresa. And now, help me welcome our first speaker, Teresa Nederland. who's going to share with us her speech called From the Trivia Nomina to the Name and Surname. I had to ask her what Trivia Nomina means, so I can tell you. She's basically going to speak about names and how they came to be. Teresa, the stage is yours.
Hello, what's your name? Nice to meet you. How many of you have ever heard this question? You can raise your hand. Yeah, I bet all of you. Dear Toastmasters members, dear friends, dear guests, every single human being on this planet has its own name. Wow. Pretty cool, isn't it? Today I'm celebrating my name day. It's a really cute tradition celebrated in Slovakia, in Czechia, in Greece, or in France, when we are celebrating the day of our name, obviously. It's really lovely day when you're getting some presents, having a drink or 2 or 7 with your friends and family. You spend some time with them. Really, really nice. My name is Teresa, as you may have noticed, and I like my name. When I was a little girl, I was trying to create or make some surnames of mine, nicknames, I'm sorry. For example, when you would ask me, hello, what is your name? I would probably answer, Therese, Niederland, Deutschland. My parents told me that because of my German surname. And at that time, I was like 3 or 4 years old. So, hello, what is your name? Nice to meet you. How many of you have ever heard this question? We know that all of you. But how many of you have heard this question? How or why are we called like this? Or why are we called someone or somehow at all? And that's the question, dear friends, I will be trying to answer you today. I think it won't be surprising if I tell you that it had all started in ancient Rome, in the 7th century before Christ. In this time, Roman people started to use a system of nomenclature, which was called tria nomina. So the system of 3 names. First of all, we had the nomen, which was the most important one, and it was a hereditary name. That means that you get it from your parents, grandparents, etc. And it was identifying a person as a member of some family or a clan. After the nomen, we had prenomen, which can be translated as personal name. It was always chosen by parents, and it was given on the day of lustration, which was some kind of ritual purification, a week after the child's birth. Each family had its own traditions how to name their kids, their children, but according to conventions, the oldest son was named after his father, and the younger sons were named after their uncles. And the third name was called cognomen, and it has appeared for the first time in the 6th century before Christ, so a bit after these two. Firstly, it was less important and non-official or informal name, but during the Empire of Rome, it became really important in distinguishing a citizen's voting tribe. Many years after, in the 2nd century AD, it completely replaced the prenomen. So at this time, they had only 2 names, cognomen and nomen. And now you may ask, what about women? Yeah, Roman people. What about women? Roman society was extremely patriarchal. The naming conventions were essentially masculine, and dear ladies, Roman women wasn't able to have their personal name. Yeah, and now my inner feminist side is crying, shouting, and screaming. Well, that's it. They were just called by their nomen and by their cognomen. If the man was really kind, but in basically just the nomen. And then the year passed, and now we're here in the year 2020. And to sum it up, in the ancient Rome, there were 3 types of names: the nomen, pronomen, and cognomen. And now there's the year 2020 in here, and we use 3 types of names: the nomen as our surname, pronomen as our first name, and cognomen as our nickname. Dear Toastmasters members, dear friends, dear guests, the history is really magical, and we can say that all roads lead to Rome. Next time when you will be asked, hello, what is your name? You can answer, Teresa. But if you're not in the good mood, you can answer back, hey man, do you know why we are called like this? I know it. And you will explain. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the speech. I believe everyone learned something new. Now we will continue with our second speaker, Janka. Janka is going to tell us about our mind. And that is a huge topic, so I hope that she's well prepared. Janka, the stage is yours.
Just one quick question. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So, imagine you're sitting behind the table and you're preparing your Toastmasters speech. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, your ideas just can't come up. And you're just feeling like your mind is blank. Suddenly, your Toastmasters friend, mentor, sit next to you, and he put one book in front of you. Big book which consists of 833 pages. And your idea just start, and you select ideas from this book, and you create wonderful speech. And now you imagine that this book is inside your head, is all the time with you. According to the research, we have daily 25,000 thoughts. When we put every thought on the line, finally it's one book which consists 833 pages. And how to select my ideas from my brain? We have to use brain-friendly method. Maybe you heard about it, but it's mind map. And what has common mind map and our brain? When we imagine our brain, it's like the branches of the tree. And this is similar how mind maps works. Mind maps was created by Tony Buzan in 70 years, and he observed people, famous people like Einstein or Leonardo da Vinci. Based on that, he created this mind map method, which is the way how our brain works. So, what is this mind map, and how we get our thoughts from the head on the paper? Imagine you're going to put together puzzles. Puzzles which consist of 1,000 pieces. How you start? You start with selecting, with sorting them out. And this is exactly how mind maps works. We're just putting similar thoughts together on the paper. We take the paper, and in the middle we put the main idea, and from this main idea we just lead another idea and another idea. It's like 3 and 3 and 3, and what are the rules for mind map? When you're going to use this mind map method, it's very good if you go back in time, and you will go back to times of analogy. It means no digital technology, no computer, and so on. You just take a paper and you write your ideas with handwriting. It's very good for your mind, and because you involve your left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and you start to be really creative, and your thoughts are going to be more connected, because this is how it works. Our brain is searching for idea, an idea which is connected to this idea, and so on. Rule number 1, this. A lot of colors used, and start to paint some pictures, some symbols. It doesn't matter that nobody understands what is on these pictures, if it's a cow or it's a dog. It's not important. Important, is that you again involve right hemisphere. And the last one rule is that go bananas. Just go bananas. Don't put any boundaries in your head. No boundaries. You can put there flying unicorn if you want. It's okay. You start thinking outside the box as much as possible. And it was mind map. Mind map is a very interesting method, one of many. However, when I summarized it, is friendly for our brain method, and this method we can see all our thoughts at one look, and we involve our right hemisphere, which is a very creative one, and our ideas come up to our minds, and we will see the problem from different angles. We're starting to think outside the box, and we're starting to think in connections, in associations. So that is when my math is very, very creative method. Thank you.
Thank you, Janka, very much for your speech. Now, it's time for some kick-ass evaluation. We will continue with our first evaluator, who's going to be Damian. I'm sure Damian prepared a very detailed evaluation for Teresa, and he's gonna give it his all. Damian?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm really happy that I can do my first evaluation on Teresa because she's my mentor and she have named it today. What I like on Teresa's speech was her beginning because she started very originally, you know, something connected to her topic. She started, how nice to meet you, or yeah, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Teresa. What is really original, normally you start with some question or something else. She continued with question, and then she put energy into her words. She tell us that it is that amazing that we all have different names, and she put that energy. Also, she used her hands, what I liked, and she used her hands rightly, but there was one problem. I was not always see. I didn't always see the hands. They were cutted or they were there, and she trying something to do with them, but I didn't see the hands. So I recommend for next meeting, put yourself little bit back or put her hands on more on camera so we can see that hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Damian, for your evaluation. Now we will continue with the panel evaluation. If you would like to give some feedback to Teresa, feel free to just unmute yourself and speak. You have 3 minutes, switch around, don't make it unnecessarily long, just 1, 2 things, and then shut up. Anybody? Sonia?
Well, thank you. I would put 2 things. What I really like was that, as Teresa called it, feministic input. I really like it because it was very enthusiastic and we're like, yeah, ladies, this was terrible. And the suggestion from me would be, you have a lovely earrings, but they are hitting the cable so we can hear the sound of it. So maybe in the future, either not to have the headphones as I have right now, or think about the different ones, because that's sounding into your speech and it's a bit distracting. Overall, I really like it, and I'll write more details into the chat to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. I will continue. Teresa, lighting is very important. I can see that your light is behind you. For the future, try to have your light in front of you, so the light can shine at your face, we can see you clearly, and we can enjoy that pretty face. Thank you. Anybody else? Anybody else? One? Veronica.
I just want to say thank you for choosing such topic, because it really made me aware of my name, because we just take it for granted, I feel. And it really made me think like, oh yeah, I've got a name, I should be grateful. And especially when you mentioned that the girls didn't have that chance in the past. So thank you for choosing such topic.
Thank you, Veronica. Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Peter. I just wanted to say, in America, we don't celebrate name days. That's not part of our culture. But since I'm here living in Europe and my name is Maria Teresa, maybe I could claim at least part of today.
At least half of it for sure.
Half of it for sure. The other thing about me, I'm very fussy. Please never call me Maria. Never call me just Teresa. It's Maria Teresa. And if you really want to get on my bad side, please don't call me MT. Thank you.
Luckily, I do remember that from our last dating together. So I do call you Maria Teresa.
Bravo.
That will be our panel evaluation for Teresa. We will continue with our second evaluator, who's Teresa Jančová, and she's going to evaluate Janka's speech. Teresa?
Thank you so much, dear Toastmaster. I'm going to evaluate Janka's speech. Janka's speech was not from her pathway, but it was like normal speech, but I really liked it. She provided us with many different facts about how our brain works and about mind maps. What was very good in the beginning, you said, imagine, and we all were paying attention and we were imagining something in our mind. That was wonderful. And then you add something to it and we could clearly imagine what are you talking about. I can say that Sonia last week suggested that you should use your voice and your hand gestures more. I can say that you did much better today. Remember when you said a lot of colors, so you used your voice to make a stress on that word, and it was really good. And even you used your emotions too, much better than last week. Well done. And even the hand gestures, they were not here, but you were describing brain, it was around here, and tree and branches, and it was here. We could clearly see your gestures. What I would suggest and what you could improve next time, be careful about the background noise. We could have, we could clearly hear you, but I understand that in your case, it might be a bit difficult if you're just taking care of your little daughter and you are alone for that. Yeah, I understand, but be aware of that. And I have a challenge for you. Your speech was about mind map. It would be very interesting next time if you would draw a mind map for us to clearly see what that is, and maybe to show us, like how the mind map actually looks like. And you can use animals for that, like you would write animals and here, I don't know, mammals and the others, whatever it can be, but you can work on visual part of your presentation. Thank you so much and well done.
Thank you, Teresa, for your evaluation. Now I will open the panel evaluation and I will open it myself. Janka, I will tell you the same thing as to Teresa. Lightning is important. Make sure the lightning is in front of you. That's one thing. And the second thing, same as Teresa, I was missing some visuals. If you decide to not use visuals, like paintings or maybe sharing a screen or something that you prepared, use language that is very vividly describing, right? If you are talking about animals, tell us which kind of animals, how big they are, what kind of color they are, what kind of brains they have, so we can imagine it ourselves. That's my 2 cents. Anybody else? Sonia?
I will add that I really like the props you used, that you had that red book and you used loads of pens, and Terka already took it out that if you use the paper to show us the mind map, I would prefer to see it on it. And my suggestion connected to your presentation would be that you have a tendency to create long sentences and connect them with and. Instead of two shorter ones, you just use one and da 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 and da 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 and. So just think about to cutting them into a shorter sequences without that and, because Mitya might be very happy that he will have loads of strokes that are counted many. Otherwise, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia, very much. Anybody else to give Janka some feedback? Veronica?
I just want to say I loved when you said go bananas. I just forgot that, you know, you can say like an expression like that. So I very much love that. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Veronica. Anybody else have any suggestions for Janka and her speech? Something that she could improve, something that you liked, anything at all? 1, 2, 3. Nobody. Okay, let's continue then. I totally muted myself. Next, we will continue with our counter Mitya, who's going to share with us everything that he was able to catch up until now. Mitya, I'm sure you have at least one full page of stuff, but you have only 3 minutes, so good luck.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for everyone. Do you know actor Christopher Walken? Do you know movie Catch You If You Can? He played a father on Leonardo DiCaprio, and when he talking, he say, I something want to tell you, and this is word how he communicate, and some people communicate like Christopher Walken. And first, Peter, you have nothing. It's good. It's very good. Teresa had two stuttering. I don't know if it's good. Two stuttering, and nothing. And this sound. Janka, you have more than 20. And like tell Sonia, and it's more than 20. It was many time, and five stuttering. And Damian, your sound is like Christopher Walken. More than 10 and this sound, and one stuttering. And Teresa Yancheva have only 2 stuttering. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mitya, very much. Now, I don't believe I didn't have anything. I'm pretty sure I stuttered at least a couple of times, but you are the judge of that. And based on your evaluation, I'm perfect today. Let's continue. Maria Teresa is our grammarian. Since Maria Teresa is native and grammarian role does have only 2 minutes, I'm gonna give her 1 extra minute because I'm sure she caught a lot of stuff. No? 2 minutes is enough for you? Okay, then 2 minutes for Maria Teresa. The stage is yours.
So thank you, Toastmaster Peter. First of all, I am just amazed. You are all awesome, unbelievable. I mean, Toastmastering is hard enough to begin with, but if I think it's in your second language, congratulations, you're doing a fabulous job. I only picked up on very, very minor things, but I do call your attention to them. Janka, in your speech, which I loved about the mind mapping, you made one slight mistake when you were putting something, you said on the paper, it should be on paper. The was not necessary. You put your ideas on paper. Damien, in your evaluation, you made a comment about she tell us, but it was past tense, so you meant to say she told us. Teresa, in your evaluation, you were talking about, you like the fact that we used the word, or she used the word, imagine. And then you used it a second time, but I think you wanted to say she was imagining something. So break it up, be a little bit flexible. Peter, I couldn't believe you said shut up. That for me is something that you really only use in a very, very informal setting. And I thought that was very strange. My ears got like this, shut up? A Toastmaster telling a Toastmaster to shut up? Other than that, all in all, it was a fabulous meeting. I love the content. I liked your evaluations. Can I come back again?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Maria Teresa. We will continue.
I forgot one
Oh.
thing.
Yes,
Nobody used the word of the day, resilient.
yet.
Not one single time.
I might get to it later on. Let's continue. Our quizmaster, Paz. I'm sure she prepared some amazing questions. Paz,
Hi,
please
good evening.
share your questions with us.
Okay, so yes, will be my first time as quizmaster. So I was taking down notes like I'm in class, and now I don't understand my handwriting at all. Okay, for my first question tonight, how does Onlinepreneurs Toastmasters Club help you? What do they provide? Do I pick? Does anyone
That's
want to
up to you.
volunteer? Okay, I pick. Let me start with our second evaluator, Teresa.
I don't know the exact answer that was stated in the beginning of the meeting, but
And she's our president.
Just an idea, maybe.
Question one more time, please.
What does Onlinepreneurs provide you or help you with?
Communication skills, providing the place where we can clearly
yeah, that's right. Opportunity to test your communication skills, to practice. All right, next question, and it's very easy. What is the word of the day and what does it mean? Let me just, Damien?
Word of the day is resilient and means be strong against the bad destiny or against be strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so it means that you can withstand
Yeah.
challenges. Yes, you're right. Okay, next. What are at least two places where name day is celebrated? Sonia?
Well, definitely Slovakia and Czech Republic, but if I recall it correctly, it was a France there as well. And I don't know what was the last one. I think there were 4 of them, so I'll need to check with Teresa later on.
All right. So I think my time is up. So that is it for my question. Thank you. Back to our Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Paz, very much for your questions. I'm pretty sure these questions are making us into more resilient people these days. Let's continue with almost the last evaluator of today, which is Bernadette, and she's going to share with us how well we are doing with time.
Everyone is within their time, actually. There's one that's before the allotted time, but it's just a few seconds. So overall, nobody was over time. Even Toastmaster Janka, she went 7 minutes and 26 seconds, which is still within her time. So that's about it with my timers report. Great job, everyone. I'm even under time because it's 28 seconds with my report.
Thank you, Bernadette, very much for the report. I'm very pleased I'm delighted to see that we are under time and we are almost making that 1 hour, considering we started a bit late. We'll continue with our last evaluator, Sonia, who's going to share with us everything that she gathered up until this point on me, on other evaluators. I'm gonna hear more about that after the meeting, but hey, let's hear what she has.
Cheeky, Peter, cheeky. Thank you very much for your word. Thank you for today. I would like to firstly talk about the roles which were already today done, and I will start straight away with our humble Mr. Moderator. He's, as Michal said, he's intelligent. Well, our moderator today is humble one. I like that Peter was very enthusiastic and entertaining, and he was lifting up the mood the whole meeting. It is very important. I'm not sure how it's at the Philippines, but here in Slovakia, the last 4 days was just pure rain and darkness. That's why we need a little bit of uplift. And thanks to Peter, we had it. So thank you very much, Peter, for that. What I liked as well was the fact that Peter involved the audience already when he was introducing the agenda. He asked the quantitative roles and people who are taking them what their role is about. Very nicely done. As well, when was the question what should be asked at the beginning, he nicely called out everyone to answer it. Few things which I missed, and there are exactly 2. First one is the mission of the club. I know that Teriska, our president, couldn't remember the exact wording. I would as well prefer some exact wording. So please think about maybe just like, this is our mission, da 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 da. Second thing, which is my personal opinion, I think that the introduction of a speaker could be done a little bit longer, which would mean that, yes, you are handing over the stage. We might want to know a little bit more about the speaker themselves and maybe as well about the speech in case it is from the project. Your introductions of both speakers were quite short. Then let's come to the evaluators. I will start with Damian, and please everyone give a big applause because it was the first time Damian was the evaluator and he done an awesome job. Really awesome one. I like that he started, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing introduction. It was the first time. He was energetic. He had very good observation, and I really like that because he spotted loads of very good things. He said what he liked and what are his suggestions. He even used his, this is what I like. My only 2 suggestions are watch out with the unnecessary words as and so on, and careful with the leaning to the camera. We are in the online world, so it's quite visible when we do that. Otherwise, keep the observations and the evaluations as you are doing them. They are really good and I really love them. Terka Jančová as the second evaluator. You use the hand gestures and you use the visual aids, which is well done and it's suited to the speech you were evaluating. You were very enthusiastic, positive, and supportive. You as well, very good, observed what was said, and you gave suggestions. And I like that it was not just suggestion, but as well the challenge, which is nice because I think Janka is a great speaker. So no need to worry. She will accept the challenge and do that. My 2 suggestions as well is you are leaning a little bit to the camera or you are just doing a little bit like small dance. So careful with that leaning and swaying from side to side can be distracting, especially when we are in the online world like this. As well, the hand gestures could be very quick, so just shorter. If you are using the prop, I don't have any here, but if you are using something and you are showing it, don't be too quick. Just think about that you need to slow it so the camera can catch it. Michal as the A counter. I like that you used your time and you connected it to the film. You mentioned you had a very good observation. You put the names and the numbers perfectly done, and it was very nicely ended. So for me, that's how the job is done. feel free to come more often. Maybe we will involve you in some further roles, and in the Slovak table topics, I count with you. With a simple, easy question, no worries. Maria Teresa is grammarian. I like that Maria Teresa came to the meeting, and one of the first things she did was that she wrote into the chat the word of the day. And I agree, we were not resilient enough because we didn't use it a lot today. However, it was nicely done. She put it there, we can read it, and then she as well in the introduction, she explained it. I like that Maria Teresa always praises us. I don't know how she does it because I don't think that our English is always that good, but she does it and I'm happy for that. Sadly, the only suggestion would be for us that to use more the word of the day, which is not targeted to Maria Teresa, that's to every one of us. Then we had Paz as a quizmaster. It was the first time round, so please another big round of applause because well done. I like that Paz admitted that she did it first time and she took all the notes and she was just thinking, awesome, that's how you do it. You just make as many notes. Yes, you need to be able to read them. That's the little trouble with writing notes. My only suggestion is feel free to make your own rules. Do you want that people are raising hand? Then say, well, I will ask, you raise the hand. Can people shout and scream? Say, please unmute yourself and answer when you know the answer. It's up to you. Feel free the way how you like it. Maybe you can make a competition, ladies versus gentlemen. Everything is possible, and I think we can fight a lot for the best answer, of course. Last but not least was Burns, and as a timer, I like that she was very good observing our time handling, and she told us that we all were in the time. She was putting the cards or the backgrounds and was well done. My only suggestion would be feel free to tell us the names and the times exactly, even though we were in the allocated time. That's for the roles which were done tonight. And overall, I like that the meeting was very well led and it was very entertaining. Now I know how it is with the names and I know how should I use the mind map and I can go bananas with it. Hopefully I will, and hopefully you will all have a fun and maybe you will take time and watch it again. I will for sure once more check out the Teresa speech about the names, because if I want to really explain to someone, I need to remember all those three. I just know that it's my name, surname, and the nickname. But no worries, I'll learn it. Thank you that you've been a part of tonight, and I would come to the end. But before I let you to go and invite you for the after party, I have a closing question.
Stop the recording before that.
Okay, if you want that I will stop the recording, I will stop the recording.